All right, so we're in our golf attire. We're getting ready to go golfing. Let me just wait for our Facebook Live to kick on. And I need to do one more thing over here. How's everybody doing? Where are you watching from? Let us know. We always like to know that. And then I'll go back to this one. Got it. All right. Yeah, so it's a beautiful day here on the Gulf Coast, and we're getting ready to go golfing. But we really want to kind of start getting back into doing our podcasts and everything. So one of the things that we do in our normal life is we always disagree on a lot of things.
Mm-hmm.
And one of the things we've been disagreeing on a lot lately is Tupperware containers. Just so you know, I'm Cammie. This is Man Frand. We started a podcast last year or a couple of years ago, Man Frand Podcast, and we just kind of talk about our relationship and things that we don't understand about each other because we're both incredibly different.
I think you started it because you were curious about my opinion on things.
I think so. I think that that's kind of how it started,
So that's where
and
it
it's
pretty
kind
much
of
goes.
evolved into just
It's different week to week whenever
Yeah.
we really kick it back off. But
exactly.
fun stuff.
So, Man Frand, how you feeling today?
Right now, doing okay. Doing all right.
Had the coffee.
Yeah.
What time is it? 10 o'clock? We've got tea time of 11, so we won't make this super long.
Yeah, we're cutting it tight, but that's how we live. It works.
Okay, so we realized, I want to say pretty early on, that we're very different in a lot of ways, but one of the things that we really, I cannot even talk about it. Like, I'm going to have to, though.
We'll do it.
Tupperware containers. Do you, when someone comes over to your house, right, and you cook a meal, and you send them off with food, do you expect to get the Tupperware container back? Okay. Now, the reason I'm asking this is because I'm of the opinion that every single person in the world shares Tupperware containers. That's how I've grown up. That's how, all jokes aside, I don't think it's a big deal. And he, on the other hand, is obsessed, like, with this Tupperware container goes back to this person. This Tupperware container, there's a sticky note there, sticky note there.
May I have a chance to speak?
Yeah, go on.
Just curious for anybody watching. For one, it's great that the whole world shares. It's fantastic. We're all peace, love, and everything else. On the other hand, when it comes to property and things other than that, it's not sisterhood of the traveling pants. Okay? For the love of the Lord. Listen, if it's Cool Whip containers, butter containers, listen, in the South, your mom probably has it. I know most everyone I was around, I'd go home from college, and mom still keeps them. And and you know what? We're very grateful because we get a lot of amazing food to take back that's leftovers. If it's good Tupperware, like you bought a set of the Gladware, or whatever else, the nice Tupperware, then to me, grew up, if you borrow that, like if someone's like, here's leftovers from tonight, you take it, well, you clean it, and next time you see them, you give that back to them. Not the Cool Whips and stuff, you can give it back if you want, but if it's the nicer stuff, yes, it's their property. You're not like, hey, let me borrow that lamp, and then you don't give the damn thing back because we share everything. That's bullshit in my car. So, I got 3 pieces up there from a birthday party. That I've got 2 that go back to one person and 1 that goes back to another. Been keeping them. They're cleaned and ready to go. And that person, I'm sure, will appreciate when they get it back.
No, but my whole thing is you do every last bit of Cool Whip containers, Butter Whip.
I don't.
Yes, you do.
No,
You
don't.
did it. You said this has to go back.
Oh, well, if I get something, when it's my mother's, especially because we usually use that for our sustenance when we get things, that, yes, I always give that back. If it's other friends, if it's like a Cool Whip or something else, typically, if I didn't grow up around them, so I don't know the habits, and I might say, hey, is this something you need back? or is this something you want me to throw away, or whatever else? And they tell me. I ask that, it's respect. I don't just assume everything is shared. I see jewelry on her counter that a friend let her borrow like 7 months ago, and every time I'm like, "You're gonna get back, we'll get it
We're
back.
talking about
We'll
containers
get it back."
right now.
No, but it goes into
it's
such a broader.
sharing. It's
She
sharing.
says that's her way to get
You don't
things.
need to talk down to me.
It's not, but that's your way to get things.
I'm telling you that everybody, if we can't live in a world where
We do share. Here's the food. I'm sharing it with you. But that's a nice container. We're friends, so I'll probably see you again. Would you mind bringing that back? Because one day I'm going to pack my kids' stuff in that, and they're going to need it to go, so I don't have to go to Walmart and buy more containers.
it makes no sense. It makes absolutely no sense.
I'm going to take all the containers out of the house and see how you operate.
But
I'm going to share them with the community, and then we'll just see.
If people come and eat, give the containers.
Then we
to
will,
the
and when we
people.
don't have any left, that's fine.
Totally do not think you understand how
I don't think you respect others' property.
ridiculous it is. It is a plastic container.
Some of them are nicer than others, and I'm sorry you don't have.
I will
respect
give you
for
that. I will give you that. Some of them are nicer than others. I will give you
Like
that.
if I'm letting
maybe a
someone
glass container or something.
There's even nicer, truly plastic containers. Yes, it is plastic, but it costs more than a little Cool Whip container for a reason.
Mm-hmm.
So, what I'm saying is you give it back. If I give someone something for, like, okay, say we got a big cake, and we're going to send somebody home with some, whether they're in the zip code or not.
Mm-hmm.
You know, the only thing that might fit that chunk of cake is your nicer piece of Tupperware that is plastic, but it's very nice. Maybe it snaps properly. Maybe it fits just right in your bag. I expect to get that back. Or it cleaned, and next time I see them, I don't have a time limit. But it's nice when you come back and like, oh, here's this.
Do you think we can agree on sometimes the Glad that everybody has in their house, the Glad Tupperware containers, those can be shared freely? No glass containers, no nice little zip things, those you give back. But the Glad or the Cool Whip, for goodness sake, we don't even need to keep that. That can get thrown out.
We don't keep the Cool Whips.
But what I'm saying is, can we agree that Gladware kind of the cheapo containers?
No, I don't agree with that. To me, it's nicer. Cool Whip, to me, if it's a container that you scooped another product out of, butter, Cool Whip, things like that, that can be disposable. Yes, I keep them and give them
so
back.
you'll agree
that the Cool Whip in the butter containers?
Yeah.
I already said that numerous times that those are disposable. However, if I purchased it and had to pull a label off and there's a receipt that goes with that, and it was an empty container when I bought it for that purpose, then I think that I should get it back.
Okay, so what about if it's a spaghetti container?
How does that matter?
Because it stains it. And makes
give a crap. It's a container that holds something. It's like saying a coffee mug. Who cares? Coffee in it has a little coffee residue. Does that mean you're not going to use it? You know?
I'm just saying. I think, how can we get to an agreement here? Or are we just never going to agree?
We're never going to agree. I mean, I told you, Cool Whip and stuff, we already, you purged our Tupperware a while back, and I'm fine. It's great and organized. And we don't keep the Cool Whip or the butter containers. And I was never bad about always keeping those. I might do it if it was a good container here and there, but we don't do that anymore. I mean, now all you're going to find is those Glad press-on, or with the red and clear, or if it's blue and clear. That's what you're going to see in ours, and they're great. They each match to a lid and everything else. Those, listen, sometimes there's give and take. Like you go and you're like, hey, I'm going to buy your drinks this time to a friend, and next time your friend buys you that drink. Well, there's sometimes if you have a good friend relationship and you kind of understand it, I'm probably going to get some Tupperware back from them. So there can be an understanding, but there has to be a history there to do the understanding. I don't just give my Tupperware away. And I don't care whatever that sounds. I don't give it away. I mean, I only trust people with an understanding I will get the nice stuff back.
I cannot believe, it makes me so crazy that you cannot understand how insignificant a Tupperware container is.
Well, see, it is, but to me, it's a much bigger issue. opinion on the world and the sisterhood of the traveling pants, and everyone gets to share everything. I know women share things, and y'all go into each other's closets and share shirts and shoes. It's different, something weird, but that's what girls do. But
so if your buddy asked you, you would not let him borrow anything of yours?
I've had to do it before, but it's not anything that, like, before you go out on a night. I mean, every guy's got a polo or a button up they're going to put on.
Okay.
If you're like, oh, God, I forgot to pack everything, yeah, here's a shirt you can borrow, But it's not like, hey, let me see what you have. It might look so much better. Oh, my God.
What's wrong with that?
Nothing. That's how girls are. But here's the thing. Throughout our, how many years now? 4?
Mm-hmm.
4 years together, the sharing comment has been used to take numerous things.
It's an only child thing.
Every
that
time
I would yours, you have
if I got
to
myself like, I think it all started, and I mean, I bought you numerous ones since then. It all started in the very early stages of a nice camera tripod slash selfie stick that I had for myself, and I kept. And she's like, "Oh my God, can I borrow that?" And then she just kept it, and she says, "Let me share everything." And then it got to be, "Oh, I broke it. I need another one," and that's how it gets. I love her, and I love the unity and the sharing.
No, you don't. You
I also think it's a way to get in there. So beware. If she's like, let's share, just know that you can do without it for about 3 to 6 months.
You are so full of rubbish. Okay, we're never going to agree on this.
I do all the coolant containers.
And that ain't agreeing. That is normal.
No, well, I mean, I do. Well, I grew up with normal being we kept everything, because when I would come home from college and mom would cook food or anything else would happen, well, I mean, I had all those. Or you'd look in the fridge and they're taped with a label, or you would look in and there's 5 butter containers and you don't know which one had the real butter or which one had the leftovers, this or that.
Okay, but you don't live at home anymore.
I don't, but there's a lot of people in the South that understand that. I do enjoy the organization that we have with our Tupperware.
Yeah,
but all I'm saying is it's a respectful thing, not to just assume. If you're going to keep it, then just when you're taking this, hey, do you need this back or not? And some people say no.
That's fine.
It's respect for other,
because
I will do in a sense,
that way, if they say, no, I don't need it back, I'll say no problem.
That's their property that you're assuming is now yours.
That's fine.
Without
asking. I will ask that
there
question.
There we go. I should have, I mean, it took me a while to get around the bend, but there it is.
Okay, what's your question for me?
Oh, God. I don't even know.
You always say that, and then you come up with something.
What's the typical amount of time when you share someone else's stuff?
Excuse me?
How long do you share it for?
Forever!
I get to keep it! It's mine!
What is so bad with that?
Beware. Anyone watching?
Oh my gosh. SJ saying Team Steven, whatever. That... no.
I was in a Yoda t-shirt about 3 seconds before this thing happened. I didn't realize she was already going to be dressed for golf before this until I saw her. And then I'm like, well,
I guess
so I've got to be a little funky on the course, probably.
So, SJ, why do you think it's so bad not to share?
Like, it's other people's property you're not having respect for.
I'm sorry, is your name SJ?
Actually, it is. Steve. Yes, it is. I actually do have those initials. It's not all of my initials, but yes, it is.
It's very close, yeah. I just don't understand why it's something that people need to even...
Hey, can I share that microphone at work tomorrow? Can I share that? Can I? Would that be okay?
It's not that's not even it.
Oh, when it hurts stuff.
Here we go.
When it hurts.
Same reason, someone else's property.
Damn straight. And I guarantee, we take a poll. I don't know how to do all this social stuff. I get on and off it, left and right. Right now, I'm just trying to sell some stuff on Marketplace, so I'm back on it. However...
And my mother, I knew it!
If there's a way...
I knew it! It is the way
if there's a way to do a poll, I need to see who wins.
I knew it.
You know, we had one of our friends suggest that after some of these things, we do a poll. And Cindy, she did it. And I think if there was a way we could do a poll after each time we do something like this, I would smack it. Smack it.
No. Okay, well, tell us what you think. I think, apart from Team Steven over here, Team Man Frand,
she's been sharing my laptop since the beginning of the pandemic. I have not seen it again.
Oh, shit!
I had to get a less than $100 computer just to use personally, so I can't use my work because I've shared my very nice laptop with her. And I have not seen it since. And the rules I gave her for it have been ignored.
Oh. You are such a baby.
I'm not a baby. I take care of my stuff. That's why I had a truck that was 20 years old.
But that doesn't, like, I just think that
You've broken 3 tripods.
When you are an only child,
Yep.
I really believe that your property is, you've never had to share. So
Actually,
sharing
you don't
to
mind.
you is just like...
You know, growing up, actually, you do share. Like,
Okay, here's my question.
Stop it. No. I get to say this thing because we got to get out of here soon.
Okay.
But, like, growing up, yeah, I mean, only child's my stuff or whatever else, but we had little plastic guns you play with friends, swords. You also had the video games for the Super Nintendo and everything else. And you had friends, and you shared it. You know what you did? Hey, you know, borrow my Zelda or borrow my F-Zero game. And then you know what? You get it a few days back. You would swap games and share. But you know what? When I had their game, I knew it was their game. And I gave it back. Because that's how the world works. You don't just take and just say, well, the world is so sweet.
I don't say that.
You did.
Just say that it's such a minute thing to worry about. Okay, here's my question. Say you know someone, they are super awesome. You give them some food, like after dinner or something, to take home in a container, right? Mm-hmm. And it's a really good container. And you mention to them, hey, I'm going to need this. Or again, you never get it back again. Is that going to keep you up at night?
2-part answer. It will not keep me up at night, but next time I see them, I'll be like, hey, you ever got that container? Or if I'm on the phone.
Well, if they say it, and then you ask them and they said, oh, I have no idea where that went, what would you say?
Mentally, they're cut off. Mentally, what they now get converted to is double up some paper plates wrapped with glass. Because it goes to an abyss. That's what happens. I mean, and sometimes that's good anyway. If it's people in town, then sometimes you just do the typical paper plate, wrap some stuff over it because they're just going a short way, and they don't want something else to clean either. So, I'm just saying, but if you burn that bridge and you get something really nice and you mess it up, so far the only one, I mean, I mark it off. I'll cut you off and give you the cheap shit. But I can't do that with her. Because I live with her. And she stole my computer. And I can never get it back. I worked it back in.
It's a fancy
I really
computer.
wanted that nice
awesome.
Computer. Never see it again. Its battery is probably just like crap now.
So that... what were you going to say? Nothing. Okay, so here's the deal. We are back. You can always catch us Tuesdays and Thursdays at 6 p.m. Central. Most of the time it's both of us, but sometimes it would just
works a little crazy, so you know.
And you can find us on Twitch for that. But also check out our podcast.
All the time.
Yeah, catch our podcast. You can see that on iTunes, Google Play. Just search Man Frand. And yeah, I've got a bunch of coming up next weekend.
Remember to wear your green that day so you don't get pinched. Okay, sorry.
That's so stupid. I wonder how that came about, like getting pinched. Is that the leprechaun guy?
I don't know. It's probably some people out there that want to be able to pinch some sexy people.
That's what I think too.
I think they're very smart.
Okay.
Ooh, I got to pinch you.
Okay. And let's say bye first. Toodaloo. That was Man Frand.